Ready? Action!
Hey guys, as you know, I created this series as a part of a curriculum for my class, and as we're reaching the end of the semester, I just wanted to do a reflection video of my overall experience creating content for YouTube and learning about it. So, with that, let's get into it. As you can tell, I'm looking a bit off screen. That's because I have a script right in front of me to help me with this video. So, first off, I wanted to go over the process of developing my channel over time and what has changed since the very beginning. So, as I stated from the very first video, I'd actually wanted to do a webcam so my audience could see me, in which would be like a mimic of a face-to-face discussion. Then it suddenly went to this idea of creating cute illustrations to appeal to my target audience I had intended to go for, which were high school to college age level individuals. But then after some thinking and then some experimenting, I thought of changing to a much more mature illustration. This concept was important to me because when I came up with the cute illustrations, it didn't fit with me that it seemed too cute for who I was appealing to. So the fact that I changed my style of design was something that needed to be thought out well. I thought the fact that my new concept seemed much more fitted to my age group, and it made it much more easier to create my content. So with that, one of the challenges I faced developing content was deciding what to talk about. I had to kind of plan out what were some topics to go over, because when it comes to filmmaking, there are so many things to learn about in terms of the uses of different equipment, softwares, and there's also the process before doing the production in filmmaking. There's also the fact that I had to think about my audience as more and more began to chime in. I had to think about those who are completely new to film production and those who have some experience due to either being in a school program or taking current classes. And with that concern, I had to kind of build an outline to my words, because I wanted to improvise the terms I would use to make it understandable to all levels of knowledge, but at the same time still have it in its original form. Especially when I talk about the terms like I did in the camera shot basics video, for example, I had to use the term wide shot to name one of them. But with other filmmakers, some would call it long shot, so I had to think about which term is more proper for someone who wouldn't know about film production to get a clear and definite idea. It was then I had decided to look back at all my notes dating back all the way to intermediate to help me understand what was important to highlight and how to highlight them. So I had to look at this from both a teacher's perspective as well as a student's perspective. What I think most helped me developing content, what I think most helped me develop content was, as I stated before, finding my notes from when I first began studying film production and using that as a template to build my videos. And also looking at things in terms of a teacher's perspective and a student perspective really helped as well. What I think I found interesting was seeing how much my content changed, especially in appearance. It's funny to look back at my first thumbnail from my first video and then comparing it to the next few videos after that. But it also showed how much I've changed after thinking out the plan of my channel. As for continuing to create videos on this channel in the future, I would like to try and keep this series going. I do have a strong passion for filmmaking, and I have always loved teaching others what I've been taught. When I first started thinking about what I wanted to do as an occupation, and this was when I was in intermediate, was becoming a teacher, but I didn't have a clue as to what kind of subject I was going to teach. And then when I started taking film, that's when I wanted to become an editor or director. Then there was also a moment where I began thinking that if I'm still unsure about working professionally in the mainland, that I would find myself comfortably teaching film production in schools. So these projects were so much fun for me to make, because I was teaching something that I've always loved and I still continuing to study about. And maybe I will end up continuing to create these videos on this channel, since it could be a future reference for me when I do end up teaching or organizing seminars. But in terms of strategies, I most definitely think cross promotion helps. Even if someone is just beginning to create content and doesn't have a lot of followers on social media, I think adding those tactics of hashtags will help them gain more attention. Another strategy would be really determining your target audience. Without clarifying who exactly your target audience is, it gets a bit difficult trying to come up with content. When I first said my videos were for everyone, I really had to think deep about appearance, wording, and the level of seriousness in my tone. Narrowing it down to one specific group makes it all the more easier to adjust your thoughts and actions to meet their expectations. Last but not least, I think looking into the book Contagious by Jonas Berger and reading about steps and understanding the different steps helped me figure out good tactics to attract more people and increase my views. And that's all I have to talk about. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll be back with more videos.
Cut.